You held your hands out like a quiet prayer. Soft eyes, soft voice, fragile air. You said you built me something safe and clean, a little house where I could finally breathe. You saw a child inside my bones, tried to warm the frost I've always known. You wanted me gentle, silver and mild, the daughter you never had, the well-behaved child. But I don't bloom in guarded light, I sharpen petals in the knives at night. Love to you is a velvet room, to me it's just another tomb. I was raised on battle cries, on prove your worth and never cry. They taught me love's a trophy won by bleeding till the war is done. If I'm not strong, I disappear. If I'm not useful, no one stays here. I set the world on fire for mine, turn every skyline into ash and spine. I burn my lungs to buy them time. Call it devotion, call it a crime. I died a hand in my kingdom bride, but it would glow in a funeral light. No one dares to quench the flame, and makes me alive and calls my name. If I must love, I'll love and blaze, better in ashes than safely saved. You try to wrap me in river calm, promise peace in the curve of your arm, but I don't trust the silent sea. I need the storm to recognize me. You offered shelter, steady ground, but steady ground just makes me drown. I choose a tsunami every time over a life that feels benign. You say I don't have to fight, that I deserve a softer life, but softness feels like losing breath, and I've been flirting along with death. I was trained to stand alone, to turn my heartbeat into storm. My art affection, paying scars to measure love in broken parts. If I can't carry, I'm a weight, so I ignite before I wait. I'd set the world on fire for mine, let heaven fall out of its design. I'd carve their names in burning sky, with blistered hands I'd crucify. I gotta give them something pure, but peace was never my allure. No one steps into the flame, the cool, the girl who bears the blame. If I must love, I'll love and blaze. I'd rather ruin than be saved. You think you're brave for loving me, but you don't know what loving means. It means I scorch the earth I stand, just to keep them warm by my own hand. You can't protect a wild heart, you can't rebuild what I tear apart. You wanted to save me from the dark, but I am the dark, I am the spark. And maybe somewhere underneath there's a girl who still wants peace, but she was taught that being held is weaker than a battlefield. I'd set the world on fire for mine, watch empires fall and cry. to protect my flame, to teach it how to play the game. But I don't bend and I don't learn, I only love.